First of all, let us talk about the status of the curriculum Australia-wide. Now, looking at the syllabus documents, we all know there is a mob called ACARA, and they have the body set up by the federal government to develop the national curriculum. There was no... What happened in the process of doing that was the federal government said to the states, thou shalt use the national curriculum. But the problem, and they actually tied funding to it, was going to be, you must use this curriculum, otherwise we won't give you money for your schools. And so what happened down the track was the different states adopted a different approach to the national syllabus in terms of the way they did it and said, we're using it. Places like Queensland, where I was, they just adopted the national syllabus. And if you went and looked at the syllabus, you actually got on the ACARA syllabus and you used that. That was it. There was no other version of it. What Victoria did was they took the national syllabus, but they sort of rebadged it and rebranded it, but used it essentially as it was as well. What New South Wales did was they thought, in their wisdom, that what they had was better than the national syllabus, or for whatever reason, maybe that was probably the reason, but they stuck largely with the existing syllabus. And what they did was they did a mapping exercise where they mapped the New South Wales syllabus back to the national syllabus. So when you look at the national syllabus documents, because there is now Year 11 and 12 mathematics national syllabus documents as well. When you look at the New South Wales version, it doesn't matter whether at what year level, right from preschool right through to Year 12, the New South Wales documents were developed in New South Wales. And then what they did was they mapped them to the national document and said, see this one here, that's that one over there. That's why whenever you read one of the New South Wales curriculum documents, if you see a reference number at the back of it, what that is, like a code like AC, blah, 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 what that is a mapping back to the national document. And that's the code that'll get you there. And usually if you look at the online version, if you click on it, it'll take you there. Does that make sense? However, the New South Wales syllabus documents do include content that's not in the national document. So if you see a dot point or something in the New South Wales syllabus that doesn't have something behind it, it usually means that it's unique to the New South Wales curriculum. The reason that's possible is that the federal government basically said you must use the national curriculum, but it didn't say you can only use what's in the national curriculum. So states are quite at liberty to add other things if they choose. So that's why basically New South Wales curriculum has continued on fairly well in its own right. ACT is very similar, because ACT and New South Wales are very close together. That all makes sense about the history of where it all came from? Right, so let's have a look at the NISA website and see what things are important to us that we need to know. First of all, that page there, Good. That page there is where all syllabus documents for Year 11 and 12 are held. Now, you will notice so in the mathematics Year 11 and 12, I'll just make that a little bit bigger. In the mathematics, which is there on the left, you can see the general maths, extension 1, extension 2. They're the different syllabus documents. Now, let's have a look at just the mathematics document and see what comes up when you click on it. Now, all of them look exactly the same when you go in. What you can see is, it starts off with course outcomes and then the syllabus content, which is what you're supposed to do. Then it talks about this 2-unit, 3-unit and all that sort of stuff. There's nothing to do with the national curriculum. The actual national curriculum, uses different names, but anyway. Now, let's just pick the 2-3 unit syllabus and of course outcomes. See what we've got. You're probably aware of a lot of this already. What does that mean in terms of its position within the whole table? Notice we've got two parts to the table. I'll just scroll up a little teeny bit so you can see the headings. So this table is common to all of the curriculum documents. Notice the way it sets out. The objective is the same objective for every one of these 3 syllabuses. What they do though is that the descriptor, notice in mathematics and we have a whatever, the extension 2 of course only has an HSC outcome because
it can only be run on HSC.
It can only be done on HSC. So you do extension 1 in year 11 and you can go on to the extension 2 and add it on to your study in year 12. Make sense? That's why it reads that way. We have a common objective. And what we have for each syllabus is a different outcome descriptor. One with a P on it is a preliminary level, that's year 11. One with an H on it is HSC. Obviously, this is an E1, right? They put a little letter at the back to, like if it's a P at the front, it's always preliminary, H at the front, HSC, and then they'll add it to indicate which one it's coming from. Because some people can be doing a couple of these. You know, New South Wales does it in interesting ways. Right, so they want to distinguish the difference between that one and that one. They can't give it the same outcome descriptor, identifier. That all make sense? So they're the outcomes. So when you're doing your planning for scope and sequence, usually what happens is you might do a 4-week unit. What you put at the top of that sort of a document are these sorts of things. A unit addresses outcomes is the best way to do it. But when you look at a lesson, what you do is you're focusing it at a much lower level. So what you're doing there is so if we go down the rest of that, that's all the outcomes for the whole thing. If we go back here, which one is that? There's the syllabus. Now those outcomes are all repeated in here. If we go down far enough, we'll find them. That's all content. Now, you've heard the term dot points, I assume? We go down to, that's all the description of the work that we do. Okay. What we have here is the syllabus document itself. And what the syllabus document includes, in each educational jurisdiction, there are the rules of thou must do this. The document which is the rules is the syllabus document. Anything else is supporting documentation, it's just there for your help. Does that sort of make sense? So the syllabus is the thing that you must meet. What happens then is the schools, because they all want to do their own thing and they all have their own particular environment, teachers have different skills and that sort of stuff, they look at the syllabus document and they develop a work program. So schools have their own work program document which sits off this, which is the way that they will enact the syllabus. Is that a work program? Good. So there we have a work program right there, for argument's sake.
Science,
right? It's a science one, but that's what a work program looks like. It basically has the outcomes. Notice, as I said before, when you have a work program or a unit, a big block of things, you only go to the outcome level. Because if you try to go down any lower, you end up with a toilet long roll list of things. So when you have a scope and sequence document, you only put the outcomes at the front. When you're talking